Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time. Pictures so perfect we play through, only cause you set up the angle. Web that you weave got us tangled, caught in what's before our eyes. Show off your fantasy reality, whoa, that's yours, but I'll keep doing mine. You'll be living your good life, catch a glimpse from the outside, then you see me now, see me now, see now. Don't need any timeline to prove that this is my life. I can see it now, see it now, see now. You'll be living your good life, catch a glimpse of the outside, then.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm itchy. I have a mosquito in here and it's biting my hands.
I was trying to.
Crazy.
I cut the grass earlier. I'm like, I'm gonna cut some of the grass. So I can put the Halloween decorations up. Well, I should have waited till tomorrow to do that
Yeah.
because I cut the grass and then I was getting attacked by mosquitoes. And I'm like, we're done. I got one balloon. I said, we're done till tomorrow.
We're done till tomorrow.
Yep, we're done.
It's driving me crazy.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I was like, they're eating me alive, and I don't feel like it. I pissed
We
them
don't
off.
usually have you on Friday nights.
No, I actually took a personal day from work today.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So I'm off today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks, Ann.
That was a part of the problem with Crystal. Ended up suffering from that.
It's a personal day.
I'm going
Taking
to work
a
for 2
mental
hours
health
tomorrow.
day.
Yes. Crystal's ready for one. I'm going into work tomorrow for a few hours.
I fully support this. Taking mental health days. I used to when I was a manager too. I'm like, if you need a mental health day, just tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
And unless I will ask if I really, really, really need you to come in, I will ask you. And if you still say, as long as you don't abuse it, you know.
Sometimes you need to like call off work just to like have one of those days.
Mm-hmm.
You really do.
I am not in my right mind
Mm-hmm.
to do that.
And the way it is anymore.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Facts. Oh, I made the Salisbury steak and it turned out good.
Was it good? Yay.
Yes. I loved it.
I'm glad.
I can't wait to do it again.
I'm
So
glad
simple.
it turned out.
Pull a car over in South Carolina on traffic violation.
Uh-huh.
Like one of you, did you realize?
How's everyone doing today? What are you doing today? I know what Myrtle's doing today because we kind of talked a little bit. What about you, Grinder? What about, is it Wesker I think it's Wesker who's just sitting there looking at us. That's okay. I still love you. The boys' bus came early today. That was exciting.
Oh, did they catch it?
Well, came home early. So we have to be there. Someone has to be there to walk them home.
Mm-hmm.
It's the new thing. I remember when we used to walk to school or bike to school and nobody cared.
That's true.
Actually, down here, when I lived down here as a kid for a little bit, it was mandatory for you to walk or bike if you lived a certain distance from the school.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore.
And that makes sense.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. You can't. You have to be really careful nowadays.
Amber alerts are crazy here. Amber alerts and silver alerts all the time.
And I don't feel bad.
I believe it. Like, I love listening to the scanner. I love to listen to the scanner because you hear all whatever's going on everywhere.
I watched an episode of Discovery of Witches today. It was good.
How was it?
I really am liking this show. I like the way it's written. Now, we know, the thing is, we're in the second season, or the third. We're in the third season, I think. we know what witches are because stuff is different in every little venue. So now we know what witches are in this venue. We know what vampires are in this venue, but we have no idea what demons are, except they look like humans. That's it. That's all I know. I think they are immortal, but I'm not positive because nobody's talking about them. They're supposed to be like the lesser in the hierarchy, which is kind of what's going on. Is there's this hierarchy where witches and vampires kind of veer for the head of the hierarchy, and demons are kept in this peasant type status. They don't have much of a voice in what goes on. And that's kind of what the show's about, is this witch who's just discovering her powers. She didn't think she had any. She knew she was born to witches. She was raised by 2 witches. But she didn't think she had any power, except for little accidental stuff when she was emotional. Come to find out, she's like one of the most powerful witches in the world. She just didn't know she just didn't know she could tap into it.
So that sounds like
now
something
she's
I
trying to
would
bring
like.
them all together. It's very cool. The aesthetics, the special effects are amazing.
The rest of my hands fine.
They don't do them a lot, but when they do them, they are really good. I was like,
They put some work into it.
yeah, they put some real work into it. That makes a big difference for me. It really does. It shows me that they care enough about the storyline, because that's part of the storyline.
Because that kind of stuff can make or break it.
Sure enough. Legacy, which is the 3rd one in the Vampire Diaries spin-offs, or the 2nd one, or something like that. I don't know, remember.
I know I saw some of one of them, and I forget which one it was.
Legacies was like the best with the
I saw some of that one.
with this special effects about the supernatural. The special effects were phenomenal. The ones in Vampire Diaries sucked rocks.
I watched almost all of
The
Vampire Diaries. Not
originals
all
was
of them.
okay. It didn't have a lot of special effects over there. In the originals, I was more interested in the voodoo priestess than I was into the vampires.
And there's like, when you go and like read about the show, and if like they continue or something, there's a lot of things you actually like read on why they aren't like continuing Vampire Diaries. Like there's more stuff that I would never have like, this is what happened, that's what happened behind set.
Oh really? I have no idea.
I won't say it.
I know that the guy who played Stefan in Vampire Diaries, who's like the main character in the books, he's now playing Captain Kirk. Well, not Captain Kirk, Lieutenant Kirk.
Yeah,
That is a
I was just about to say, he's playing Lieutenant Kirk. This is a pre-original series on Strange
Which,
New
at
Worlds.
first, when I saw him walk on as him, I was like, Oh, no.
He does him well.
But he did him well, so I forgave him. He looks nothing like him. He looks nothing like any of them that have come before. I'm like, he's short.
That's a throw off too.
It's a weird thing. He is short. He is a short man.
We'll have a good weekend, Grinder.
William Shatner isn't like super tall. If you take a
Yes,
look at
but
him
the way
in
they filmed him, he had stature, and this guy doesn't. It doesn't matter how they film him; he just doesn't have stature. That was one of my things about him playing a vampire.
I think so. It's one of your problems with. I think that's a problem with you, because I can completely see it. He feels like Kirk to me.
Well, because after I saw the first one, I completely agree with you. Myrtle says, "Hubby, I have a small bone to pick with you." You never say hi back when you come into Minecraft.
Oh, I'm sorry. A lot of times I don't see. I'm sorry. A lot of times I don't see the messages and stuff. I get in there. I'm doing something real quick for Vixy, because I've got other things going on. She asked me to do this or that, and I a lot of times just don't see the chat. I'm sorry.
With the railroad stuff.
Oh, nice.
In and fixing the tracks because I didn't do it. Well, I did what we thought was right, but it.
But yeah, I'm sorry, Myrtle. I didn't need to ignore you.
She says LOL. Just so you know.
I was surprised to see that.
What? Have we have a small boat to pick with you? Holy shit! That doesn't happen often.
Does she not with Myrtle?
I feel bad too, because I miss Myrtle's messages every now and then. She does. My chat went off, like I couldn't type in the chat on the game, So we
Mhm.
started talking back and forth on WhatsApp, and then for some reason my notifications aren't working on WhatsApp, so I keep missing her message. Oh my god, it's been such a pain in the ass. We keep trying to, so we just keep leaving each other messages.
Well, I know for a while on my computer, because I guess it updated to a different version of WhatsApp or something on my computer. And then it just quit working a while ago. And I'm like, it says you need to update. I'm like, I updated, just not doing nothing. And it kept
the
the old
computer?
version of it. Yep. And then it finally
the computer
updated.
one was always crap compared to the phone one.
It is.
I only
Because it
use
wasn't
the
working.
computer one to send the links from StreamYard. That's the
That's
only
the way I
reason
use it. Because
Now,
I know
hubby keeps it up on his computer so that he can talk to me when the boy has his phone.
Well, I try not to open it up on the computer because then I lose messages. They don't pop up on my phone if I open it up on the computer. So I let it load on my phone first before I open up on the computer.
Understand.
Mm-hmm.
And then today, hubby's having a thing with Discord, the computer version, which I don't use that either. I've never gotten along with the computer version of Discord since the first time I ever used it.
No.
But hi, Corey Jade. And but today he was locked out. He says that he's denied service from that.
What did he do?
But he signed in with his phone or something, and he's fine.
I did nothing. I did nothing at all.
I didn't do it.
The desktop app just still comes up with "you are blocked." I'm able to get to it through the web interface on the desktop. I'm actually on the
Is the web
tab on
interface
this.
better than it was? Because it used to be so slow.
Yeah, it's fine now. It feels just like the desktop app, and I like the desktop app over the I like the desktop app because it gives me a little bit more stuff to do than I can on just the phone.
Yeah.
So you got a little more space to work. But yeah, it's
That makes
fine.
sense.
I
better.
usually don't pick up my family's phone calls. My parents could tell something's wrong. Yeah.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Except for like me and my brother, because usually it's like phone tag with us.
Oh,
I'm terrible about answering the phone. I hate answering the phone. I hate talking on the phone. I'm not good at it. I wasn't a teenager who was on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have cell phones. My first cell phone, I was like 24 when I got my first cell phone. You know, as I got older, some of my friends had beepers.
I remember
Which
when
I
we were
thought was weird because the first time I saw them, I'm like, only drug users and doctors use beepers.
That's true, because that's every show portrayed that
I know.
with beepers.
Hey, Chrissy, how you doing? But now I tell people, text me. I will get your text before I get your phone call or your voice message. Text
My
me.
brother's the
I will
same
text
way.
you back, and if you want me to call, just say, could you please call me? That's all you have to put. Or just call me would even work.
Because I prefer
and
to
I'll call
talk
you.
on the phone.
I'll talk with certain people on the phone. I'll talk with my mom on the phone. It's easy for me to talk to her on the phone, except she gets chatty sometimes, and I'm like, okay, we've already discussed this. I love you. Goodbye.
I know when Crystal gets on the phone with her mom, she's like, I'm only going to be on there a few minutes. And usually they're on for like an hour.
oh
They always.
It's normal if it's
Yep.
like I think we always had like an hour and 10 minutes.
I said, I know we're going to be a while. You just go talk to your mom and I'll go
Well,
make
Mom-
dinner, do this.
Mom and my stepdad got a new house up in Michigan, a summer home, to go up and visit the family because they were sick of staying at families' houses while they visited for months at a time and kind of did the round or stay in a hotel or something like that. And they got a little house, just a little 1-bedroom house, nice little square house, nothing exciting. It's cute. It's like a cottage, you know, it's adorable.
Mhm.
And but they didn't have to put a lot of money into it until the pipe burst this winter and flooded the entire house. So this summer they had to fix everything. They had to rip out all the drywall and fix the pipes and
And that's just
put
a
in all
mess.
the stuff that they weren't gonna do. You know, they were just gonna use it. You know,
Mhm.
so how they basically got this gutted and redone house that they weren't thinking about having. It's probably the smallest house I've ever that my mom has lived in since I was born. It's tiny.
Really?
But it's got a huge yard. I think it was a farmhouse, like a couple who had a farm. Like
As long as you
no
have a good
children
yard,
kind of
that's what matters.
huge yard. And she keeps digging stuff up that shouldn't be there and planting stuff that she wants there, and the dog doesn't go very far. Oh, and they have a little garage, but it's so tiny, like a car could fit in it, maybe. She's like, I don't, so she set up a little cot and a side table. It's like we used to call it the back room. A lot of my family had one. It was usually like what I call the mud room, where the washer is, and everyone where I grew up, everyone had a wood burning stove in that room. And and everyone, that's where you napped. You didn't nap in your bed. You napped on the cot that was in the back room. Well, I slept there when I was a kid, when I visited. That's usually where I slept. But so she's got one of those. The dog thinks it's his. He thinks my mother made him a room.
Oh,
He is a spoiled asshole.
that's so cute.
He hates my kids. He loves me. He thinks I'm the best thing since sliced bread. But he was never around kids. He's old. He's an old man, and he was never around kids. Mom kind of inherited him, and it was only supposed to be for a couple months. And now they don't want him back. So of course my mom is going to keep him. He's so tiny. He's a little dachshund. He's a long-haired dachshund.
So Cooper
Nipper. He nips.
I said Cooper loves kids. Cooper loves babies. Abby does not like kids.
Oh, Abby hates them.
Abby's fine with like older people.
Babies. He would just sit and look at them.
But Abby, it depends on the time, which day it is, because she doesn't like people that much. Zoe's scared to death of people. Like, we're just getting her used to people besides Crystal, me, and Dad. Like, she is petrified of people.
We had the cat we rescued from a friend's house. It was basically living outside, and they couldn't find her, and then they moved, and blah 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 blah, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, we're gonna go see if we can find Trinity. Well, when we found her, she was pregnant, and she was a runt of her litter, so she was a tiny cat. She wasn't even a kitten anymore. She was a tiny cat. And she looked like she swallowed a soccer ball. Her feet barely touched the ground. It was, oh my God. So I'm pregnant. It's the first time I've ever been pregnant. I'm pregnant. We're with my gay best friend. And so we're all trying to, and we have to wash her. I mean, she's gross. You can tell she'd been living in the backyard for a while. Nobody knew she was pregnant, let alone most of us thought she found another home and just left, Well, unbeknownst to us. So she's a beautiful white long-haired cat, but she had like a gray thumbprint right here. Oh, really pretty. And so we're bathing her in the kitchen. 3 adults bathing her in the kitchen.
It's not easy.
She shat, and I threw up. I grew up on a farm. Stuff like that does not faze me, But then I started.
In Vixy's defense, she was pregnant.
Yeah, I was pregnant.
Yeah.
But my friend, he has sympathetic gagging. So I throw up, and he starts throwing up. So poor hubby's sitting here with a wet, pregnant cat. Shat all over the place.
The fortunate thing about that is that Trinity was one of those cats who tended to give people guff. I gave guff. Those types of cats, I give the same guff back, and they love me for it. So Trinity just sort of became my cat. There's a point there, like the day she was about to have, the day before she was about to have her kitten, she was like really big, and stuff. And I'm over here at one point. I go, Trinity, where are you? And she comes running into the living room and then stops like 2 feet away from me and just like stopped. Like, wait a minute, I'm a cat. I'm not supposed to come when we're called.
You, I'm a cat. Why am I coming? She really did look like that too. She turned around and walked away. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
I love that.
But then she had her babies, and we had Spudnik because his head was shaped like a football. He was
I mean,
but
like Arnold.
called him Sputnik. And then the other brother, we couldn't come up with a name for it.
Well, you got Mistopheles. You got Mistopheles
Oh,
also.
I got I named him Mistopheles.
Yeah,
Mr.
we got-
Mistopheles.
Sputnik, Mistopheles, and
Mr.
there's one girl.
And then little girl, I didn't care. I didn't like little girl. She hadn't had sheets since station. Then there was this other guy, and my friend at the time, Puck, he's like, just call him other guy. And I'm like, we're not calling a cat other guy. And I'm like, other guy, other fellow. Othello. We'll call him Othello. So Sputnik and Othello were like joined at the hip. They would do these matrix-like spinning in the air down the hallway. They'd start from each end and like grab each other midair and spin around and stuff. They loved each other. So I was really worried about splitting them up. Then another friend of ours was like, I'll take them. I'm like, both of them? He's like, yeah, I'll take both of them. Those cats had the biggest Hispanic family who absolutely adores them. They pass them around and they're treated like fucking kings. Those cats. Now, little girl, nobody wanted her. She kept coming back. They kept bringing her back. She was a bitch.
No, so see, Cooper was the runt, but Cooper had he was very temperamental. He liked to bite. And at the first I said we should try getting a second cat, but I said it can't be a male because he's very territorial. And we got Abby, and he calmed down for a while. Just calm down. Then he started acting up again. And then I'm like, I don't know if you want to get another one. And then we got another one. That was Paisley. Paisley was the one that stopped them two from fighting. Because Paisley was Cooper's.
I love it.
And she goes, no more. There's no more. I'm fine with that.
I was good with 2. I didn't like having more than 2. Cats smell. I don't like the smell of cats. They're business. So I made them
I wanted a dog one day.
And it had an automatic litter thing that got emptied every night. I mean, there was rules if we were going to have cats. I would have liked the dogs to have been inside dogs, but they voted against me. They wanted to be outside dogs. Now, they had a nice setup. They had a dog house. They had a screened-in porch. They had a big feeder, a big 5-gallon watering thing. They were set. Plus, they had all the squirrels and birds to hunt in the backyard.
They were good to go.
Shadow would jump up in the air and catch birds in his mouth.
Grinder, I want to get a dog and name it Duck. I'm going to get a dog and name it Duck.
Yeah, Shadow was called Shadow because he would always follow Bear around.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just always following him around. But the thing is, though, when Shadow decided that he was going to put his foot down, he was in charge. There were certain things that Shadow wanted.
Bones. If I gave them pork chop bones from my pork chops, there was no way Bear was getting that bone away from Shadow. Most times Shadow would give him anything. But he would just put his butt in his face. He's like, no, talk to the butt. This is my bone. Talk to the butt. This is my bone.
That's
He wouldn't let
exactly
him
what you
hear
feel.
it.
Cooper's like that with chicken nuggets. He will walk away from anything. He will let the girls take it. But if he gets chicken nuggets, he will growl and he gets mad.
It's wild. There are times when Shadow would be sitting there and he'd be lying there just not doing anything and stuff, and Bear would be pestering him to play and stuff. He just wasn't interested in it. And one time he was fed up with it and he growled. And it was the first time I'd ever heard him growl. He was like 2 years old. I got him right after he was I got the both of them right after they were weaned.
They were babies together.
Yeah. This was like 2 years there. and Shadow growled for the first time. I thought a truck was starting up. It was just the
He was
biggest
so small
growl.
compared to Bear too. I mean, he was thinner and longer. Bear was stockier, and
They were both lab chow mixes, and Bear looked more like lab, and Shadow looked more like a chow.
Oh,
no,
I never seen
bad.
Jitters before. I love Jitters. I like that name.
Mm-hmm.
Jitters is a good name.
Now, Crystal's sister has a boxer Great Dane.
I bet that is a lovely dog.
He is, and he's so smart. He's well behaved, but he doesn't bark.
No,
The first time we heard him bark, he was
don't bark a
sleeping.
lot, actually.
He barks in his sleep.
Yes, right?
Yep, and it's so adorable.
They chase stuff too. Their little legs get on their side and their legs start going. Oh my god, they're hilarious. I love Great Danes.
He's
Great
like an
Danes
old
are
man
gentle
now.
giants. My
He
friend,
really
my
is.
mom's best friend had a Great Dane named Daisy, and we went up to visit them in Michigan when the boy wasn't even a year. Maybe he was 13 months old.
He was 18
Maybe
months old.
almost 2.
He was 18 months old.
18 months? Okay.
Mm.
He was a year and a half.
He was 18 months old. He walked around and stuff like that. This dog did not know what to do with my son. It was this huge Great Dane, and my 18-month-old is like walking up towards it, and it shoots off. It's like, no.
It's like, I ain't having it.
Growl, it doesn't bark. It doesn't bare his teeth. She doesn't bare her teeth. She just turns around and goes the other direction like, no, I'm not fucking around with whatever that is.
It's like, I ain't having it. Like, no. I'm done. That's a good question.
Boxers, it's actually because of their form is very square. If you make them stand, you'll see their front legs are like a square. It's because of the Now, not all boxers have that anymore because they've interbred these poor puppies
The proportions is
for
what you're trying to say.
so long. It's very hard to find purebreds that still have the aspects that they were bred for. You're getting a lot less of them, and there's still people are still spending a fortune on these dogs. It's get a mutt.
Mm-hmm.
Get a mutt. They're the best dogs. They're the smartest ones too. The only purebreds we had were idiots. I mean, we didn't buy them. They got dropped off at the farm because stuff got dropped off at the farm all the time.
I hear a lot about that.
We would find boxes of kittens, a puppy on the back porch, rabbits. Oh my God, rabbits, chickens, and ducks. Every Easter, rabbits.
I don't need any more rabbits.
We didn't need to buy any. We just had to wait for Easter. Oh,
Rabbits and
just
ducks.
so you know, chicks, bunnies, and ducklings turn into full-size creatures within weeks.
And
Not
people don't
months,
realize
not
that.
years, weeks.
They get their kids those for Easter and forget, they do get bigger. And then they get rid of them.
Great Pyrenees are beautiful creatures. Yeah, we get tons of them.
I hear a lot about that too.
They usually waddle themselves down the street to Guernsey's farm. They had better water than we did. Better pond. Which was fine with me. Ducks are evil creatures. They're not as bad as chickens, but they still have attitude.
I want a goose.
You better find an egg and hatch it yourself so it imprints on you. Because those things are evil.
They are. I
Goose
want one.
swans are just fucking evil.
I want one because they're very good, guard dogs.
Oh, if
I
they
want one.
they're better than most guard dogs. There are farms that use goose and swans as guard animals to protect the perimeters.
Mm-hmm.
Once they set their perimeter, fuck you.
They're very territorial.
And they do that with wild animals too. It's not just people. Wild animals will not get past that barrier either. The only people they'll let in is the people that they know are the animals and the people who are there. They're very smart. pains in the ass, but they're very smart. Same thing with emus, but I would never have an emu. I know it, and I would get in a fight and it would die. And I
Don't they spit at you too? Don't they spit at you too?
They spit and they bite and they kick with those big, huge paw claws. That's the damaging thing when they start using those. And if you want a bird, I suggest capturing it instead of buying one.
Well, they do have a pond below our house, and every so often I get stuck in duck traffic going to or from work. I love it though; it's so adorable.
Have you ever seen the ducks that get escorted across the street at the hotel across the street to the pond? Have you ever seen videos of that?
I think
there's a doorman who escorts these ducks to the pond every day. That's on International Drive in Orlando. I worked two stores down from that hotel. And the first time I saw that, I was like, I didn't know that was here.
That's awesome.
But they're famous for it too. And I think the doorman is like, it's a family legacy kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I love it when they cross the road because you see the mama and then you see all the baby just running along at the very end.
And it makes so much sense too because International Drive is like one of the highest traffic areas for the area because it's where the tourists go to shop. And Universal Studios is there. Wet n Wild was there. The largest McDonald's in the world is there. There's all kinds of outlet shopping there. There is some really good outlet shopping.
It doesn't have a giant fry in the front of it, like on the McDonald's. It doesn't have a giant fry.
Pizza. I never ate it, but it has pizza on the menu. It's got like more stuff on the menu. It has some stuff from other countries, like the Chinese.
That's cool. So we drove past it, but I never stopped there.
It's huge. It's 2-deckers, and they have ordering stations and kitchens on each
I always wondered how that worked with a restaurant, like a fast food place, how that worked.
You have to have two. There's no
because I know some places they have two, but they walk it or an elevator around here. But I figure something big like that.
Now, Hard Rock Cafe, on the other hand, has a big kitchen, but they're usually 2 to 3 stories of seating. I was going to work there because I was like, I can shave my head or dye it whatever color I want. I don't remember why I didn't end up interviewing. I didn't even end up interviewing. I think I got another job that paid more money. But Hard Rock Cafe, I have to give him credit because there's a lot of places that the gimmick, whatever the gimmick is the reason you go. Like the Pirates dinner theater, you go to watch the show. The food sucks. It's food, you're eating it, but it's not. It wouldn't be anything I would pay for. I would send it back probably because they just make mass amounts very quickly, and so you can watch a show. Well, the show is phenomenal. You just go for the show. Chew on some bread, and at that one you can drink. So you can drink while you're watching.
But makes it better.
Hard Rock Cafe has fucking good food. Their food is amazing. Their nachos, I can't even explain these nachos. Layers and layers and the.
So the thing I can't do is jalapenos.
Just tell them not to put them on. That's the other cool thing is you can substitute into anything because everything is made right for you. It's not that pre-made shit. In Chicago, there's a town called Chi-Town. They have lots of Chinese food. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
We have lots of different food here. Like, I never had Vietnamese till I came down here. And I like it. I like Vietnamese food. But the reason is most of Vietnamese food is raw vegetables, fruits and vegetables. And I love raw fruits and vegetables. The first time I ever had this, it's a spring roll. And I said, "Oh, are those deep fried?" And they go, "No." I said, "Well, at other places, those are American. What they do is they take rice paper and they dip it in water so it's flexible, and they put all these beautifully cut the carrots were cut like little flowers, and then shoelace everything else, and they fold it up, and it's folded like an egg roll, but it's just raw vegetables and rice paper, and it's awesome. Little dipping sauce.
I did not know that.
Oh my god! And then mostly what Vietnamese people eat is soup, like stuff. But what it is they bring you out this huge bowl, and when I say huge bowl, I'm like, I made the salad for the house in this bowl. The first time I saw it, I was like, holy shit! And it's mostly vegetables. I don't remember having any meat when we ate there. I think it was mostly fish, and I was
that would make sense.
Because it was new, I didn't want to tread over anything too bizarre.
Because you never know.
What it was is this bowl full of all these different kinds of vegetables, and yes, I will do more on there. And they bring you this fish. They call it fish sauce, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. And there's broth with the vegetables, and I tried it. It has like no flavor, so I poured the fish sauce in. It was awesome. It did not taste fishy. I'm sure there's fish oil in it or something, and that's why they call it fish sauce, but it didn't have a fishy flavor. It was more like soy flavor,
like a soy sauce.
Thank you. Like fermented soy. What is that called? So it was more like a soy sauce, but not as salty.
And soy sauce can be very salty.
Uh-huh.
Even the low sodium.
Best, but it's not gluten-free. La Choy is gluten-free, but it is not the best.
I said I was looking at the low sodium, and I said that's not even low.
Mm-mm.
Some I don't really eat much of anyway.
They're soy sauce is sodium. That's what it is. They're salt. That's what they use instead of salt. So
exactly.
They only use a very little bit.
Because if you read the bottle, it's like, how is that low?
Yeah, no.
I'm like, why would you bother making low?
So they can sell it. It's a marketing gimmick.
True. Just put the 40% less sodium.
Mm-hmm. No, I love soy sauce. I have to be careful. Maybe once a month I'll have rice with soy sauce. Maybe if we get Chinese food. But then I try to stay away from it besides that. I just like it. I like white rice with soy sauce. I just love it.
I need some good Chinese food. Oh, Myrtle needs your help with something on Minecraft.
Yes, I will work on that tonight. I did work on it twice today. I did a few rows. Which salt do you prefer, regular salt or sea salt? I actually like kosher salt because it doesn't have any iodine in it, and I like Himalayan pink salt.
Is it good? I've never tried it. I know we sell it, but I've never bought it.
It's not as salty. I don't know how else to describe it better than that. And there's minerals in it, so it's a lot better for you. Because that's one thing. There's minerals and stuff, but it doesn't. I also use it as face scrub.
Okay. Because Crystal and I are not salt people. Like, we have salt, but we never use it because we don't like salt.
Then don't do it. I'm Lowry's seasoned salt goes on everything for me. I love Lowry's seasoned salt.
I think the most salt I eat is on fries.
Straight salt.
I think the most salt I eat is like when I get like fries from McDonald's.
I have asked for no salt before on the McDonald's, and it still tastes salty.
It does sometimes.
Because there's salt on all their tools.
Now I love brown sugar grinder.
Brown sugar. I like both. I love brown sugar on buttered pancakes. You eat them like a taco. Let me tell you, that was my original fast food. I used to take those out with me whenever I was going to eat, and all of a sudden I had to be somewhere else. There was some butter and brown sugar and fold it up like a taco as you're heading out the house.
There's your brown sugar and yams.
I like brown sugar with butter on just about anything.
Carrots like that. I like carrots like that.
Candied carrots, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love to do that at the house. I need to buy some brown sugar.
I do candied sausage like that.
Really?
Take kielbasa and cut it in medallions, and you fry it up. And then near the end, you sprinkle it with brown sugar and just keep stirring it, and it'll get like this caramel sauce over it.
No, I love tacos.
People love it. We call it sweet sausage. It's a breakfast thing.
I've never tried that.
I had a friend tell me I should open up a breakfast place.
You should. I agree.
Hey, you know why? It's because I don't eat eggs. So I've had to be very creative with everything else.
I'm like fast food
can make
central in my neighborhood. It's like
I make
all
killer
fast
omelets,
food.
I've been told. I can make scrambled eggs over easy, over hard, over medium, sunny side up.
I love egg sandwiches. Egg sandwiches.
Let's talk about it. I love tacos.
Same.
I'm so
I love
glad that I
burritos.
like
Burritos
fish
are my
tacos.
favorite.
I was worried. Fish and shrimp tacos are good too.
Yeah.
I got Okay. I'll let y'all know where this train of thought came so you don't think I'm completely insane. We're talking about tacos. And then I thought about fish tacos. And fish tacos have coleslaw on them.
That's true.
Okay. So for hubby's birthday, I got him the subs from Publix that he likes. Well, I got the same sub he did, only I got provolone instead of American, and I didn't have to put any vegetables on it. And I got a thing of coleslaw, sweet coleslaw. And I dumped the sweet coleslaw on that. Oh my God. That was so freaking good.
I don't like coleslaw.
Oh, I'm picky.
Crystal loves coleslaw. My dad loves coleslaw. I'm the only one that doesn't eat coleslaw in the house. It's a texture thing for me.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
It's texture.
You can't get over that.
No.
I like
I'll
mine
eat
and my
it.
mother's because we use basically the same recipe. And I like Publix sweet coleslaw. They put a little horseradish in it and I like it. I would never buy horseradish, so I'd never put it in mine.
Mm.
But I put celery seeds in mine because I love celery seeds. But I just make my sauce is just mayonnaise, sugar, and lemon juice. That's it.
I'm wanting to make Reubens. I'm wanting to make them.
before.
I love turkey Reubens. I make the regular Reubens for Crystal
Those
and
are
Dad.
actually
And I make me
called
turkey.
Rachel's. Did you know that?
You told me that one day, and I did not know that
Cool. That they have their own name. When I found that out, I was like, "Oh, that is so freaking cool!"
because I did not. I've always seen it as turkey Reubens. I did not know they had their own name.
Well, I take it as because it was a kosher Jewish person who told me, so I take it it's probably the truth.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense because I always eat turkey. Oh, I found a game that I liked. It was I think $1.99 on the Switch, and it is not multiplayer, and I wish it was.
What is it?
It's called Crowd City.
Crowd City.
A very simple game.
Really? What does it do?
You start. It's like multiplayer, but you can't play with friends. Yeah,
They should
but
pull up
you-
all games, I swear.
you start out this little little character, and you have to collect all these other little citizens. They're just little white, whatever, you collect them, and the whole point is within I think it's 3 minutes or 2 minutes or something.
Right.
You have the largest amount, but you can customize yourself to be like a spider or a dinosaur.
Oh, hubby, I
and
bet
you
you
can
would
be
like that one.
green. I love it, and it's really
Sounds like something you would play.
mellow.
If you like that, you should look up Clay Jam.
Mm-hmm.
CLAY space JAM. It is it is claymation, first of all.
Okay.
Which is just phenomenal for a video game that they could do that.
I like claymation.
And you're a ball that rolls through the clay, and you have to hit certain things and veer off certain things. And as you're rolling, you get bigger, and you get faster, and you try to and you get hit, and then they make you smaller. But you're aiming for this goal, so you shoot off into the air, and if you have enough oomph, you get like
that.
Skee ball. The different.
Okay, I love Skee
things.
ball.
And then it just keeps going, and you just keep going and going, and there's all these different. I love that game. I need to download that again. I haven't had that on my new.
That's something I would like.
It was fun. My littlest one liked watching it when he was very, very young. When I play it, he loved watching it. It's very bright colors, like I said, and it's claymation, so it's kind of cool. It's a little. Some of it could be a little freaky for some of you out there who get weirded out, but some of us freaks, think it's cool.
That's what I like about that game. You just keep collecting and collecting. Because right now I'm trying to save up to be a dinosaur. How about that Crowd City game?
Yeah, Cooper's laying on that chair, even though it had that box.
Abby's
I like
sleeping
this
on me.
because I get to be the Cheshire Cat.
I think that's cool.
That snake game is really fun. I played it the other day.
I downloaded a few games around the other
Nebula
day.
was the one I was trying to talk to you about the other day. There's a whole bunch of different ones. They're
Yes.
called nebulas, where you're a little thing and you get bigger as you eat the other planets or whatever, and other planets are chasing after you. It's a lot like the snake thing, only you're a round ball, basically. My youngest is really good at that game. It's not an easy game because there's so much shit happening on the screen.
Too much going on.
Oh my God, there's so much going on. But he was playing chess today. I said, "Are you playing chess?" He said, "Yes," and I'm watching him. He doesn't know how to play. He just like, fight. I really thought he was playing chess at first. I'm like,
you could just put the blanket on it.
it was like battle chess. And if y'all didn't play battle chess in the 80s, Wizard Chess is based on battle chess.
Because I've heard of that.
Because that was one of the first 3D games they put out on computers. It was battle chess. And if you had it, you were cool. I had it. It was, and they were wicked. The queen is in the throne, and if she takes anything like a pawn, she stands up, grabs her throne, and smashes that pawn. Like
that would make me want to play chess if I saw that.
Damn! I loved playing that game. It was so
that would make me want to play. I always like playing checkers.
Oh, I get bored with checkers. I like
Crystal beats me every time. I love checkers, but she always beats me. I swear she cheats.
I like
it's been quite a while.
Go. I'm not very good at Go, but I really like Go.
It's been a few years since we played checkers. I don't want to play with her anymore. She always beat me.
You're a sword reader.
Just a checker.
One of the best board games I ever bought is Cranium, but you really have to have a large party to make it fun. Because it's like trivia, win, lose, or draw, and there's clay, so you have to build clay stuff and people guess it.
Oh, that would be fun.
And there's that like $5,000 pyramid where you can say everything but the word, and they have to catch the word. Now all of that is on this board game,
and that's a lot.
And it is so much fun. It was so much fun. I got Batman for one of those things. Those you can't say the word, but you need your partner to say it. I thought, okay, here we go, and I go no.
Batman.
And she had no clue. And I looked at everybody else, and I did it, and everyone goes Batman. She's like,
I'm very bad at those type of games. I'm not anybody to be a partner. I'm very bad.
Play games with us anymore. I don't know if I can be your friend. You don't know.
But that one I knew. That one I knew, but I'm very bad at those type of games.
Oh, there's so much. My brother and I were not allowed to ever be on each other's team. Because one day he went like this. He did this. He looked at me. He goes, I said, not again. The wall. Oh my God. It just fell out of my head.
It's okay.
The wall that was between East and West Germany. What was it called? Berlin. The Berlin Wall. Sorry, that freaked me out.
It's okay.
I said Berlin Wall. He's like, yep. And people went, no, you're not. No. No. I said, well, my next guess was going to be the walls of Jericho. That would be my next guess after that.
That's good though that you can do that and you just know.
Yeah, we just always. Well, we were raised a lot like twins, even though there was about 3 years between us. We looked alike, and we were about the same size because he's a boy and he grew up faster. He's my younger brother, but they grew up faster and bigger, you know. So everyone thought we were twins. And it didn't help that, you know, we were poor, so my mom made a lot of our clothes, and if you got 4 yards of material, you use that 4 yards to make me a dress and him a shirt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we dressed kind of like twins too. I'm like, no, I'm the oldest.
Was you guys acted a lot alike? You dressed a lot alike?
Oh, well, we grew up in the middle of nowhere, so we were each other's friends. We were each other's playmates. We really didn't start arguing with each other until he hit puberty and I became like the mom. He fought with me like I was a mom. So he didn't talk to me for a few years. But that was okay. Because then we became friends again when he turned 18.
See, me and my brother were always pretty close. Like, we don't talk a whole lot because, you know, he lives all the way down there and I'm all the way here. And he's always working. But we've always been, like, really close. Like, we didn't argue a whole lot. He got mad at me of how I ate steak when I was 7, and that was about it.
Oh, my brother and I got in a fist fight when we were in our teens. And my mom doesn't swear. She says shit every now and then. Very rarely. Like when she's really, really mad. Okay, so she doesn't swear. My brother and I are in the front yard beating the crap out of each other, which was completely frowned on in my household. You did not hit each other.
Mm-hmm.
But we just both lost it. And my mom comes out and goes, "Stop it! Stop it! I give the fuck up!" And what? I've never to this day heard her say it again. Ever. She doesn't even use like replacement words like frag or anything like that. She doesn't like replacement swear. She does not swear. Except for shit every now and then. Oh shit. So cute when she does it. Oh shit.
Oh, well.
Her little fist shake.
I had the balloon look. Good. Okay.
She's tiny though. She's like 5. She's like 5'10". She says she's 4'10", not 5'10". She always says she's 5'3". I'm like, when you were a teenager, you were 5'.
My grandma, she was about 4'8", but no, about 4'9", 4'8", 4'9", and only one of my cousins never grew taller than her. They said she wasn't allowed to, you know, do stuff because, you know, she was the only one that was shorter than grandma. So as a joke, when they took a family picture, they said stand on a chair, so that way you'll look taller than her, and stand behind everybody else.
Stand behind everybody else. Yep. That's funny.
That's what she did. But she loved card games.
Was she a firecracker?
Yes.
A lot of short women are firecrackers. I mean,
she
seriously, you gotta watch out for them. One of my best friends in high school, she was tall. We called her Amazon. She was so freaking tall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I meet her parents, and I swear to you, I stared, and I'm not a starer. I'm not like someone who stares. Her father was a very small South American man. He was probably 5'5", and I swear she was like 6'3". She was tall for a girl. Anyway, she was tall. Her mother was a dwarf.
Oh.
I don't think she was much more than 4 feet tall.
There must have been a lot of height on her
But
dad's
let me
side.
tell you, that woman was a spitfire. She took on the state multiple times and won in litigations. That's amazing. That doesn't happen.
No.
She was, and you knew she was in charge of the house. Not the dad. That mom was in charge of the house. He could cook though. He made real Hispanic food, and it was delicious.
Oh.
Their tortillas, his tortillas were not like what we call tortillas. They're like flatbread, and they make them in lard.
Really?
Yes, it's like fried bread. Oh, I could sit and eat those all day. And
That
he'd make
sounds good.
fresh refried beans, and I didn't like refried beans at that age at all. I like them now.
Mhm.
Well, I like certain ones, but I would dip my bread in it, and it was so good. His refried beans were
Everything's
so
better
good.
than made.
Mm. One of my friends captured birds and then bought a cage for them.
I hope that was successful because I know that can be
I was gonna say the thing
Mhm.
about birds is their medical stuff is really crazy.
Yeah.
First of all, and I believe it's illegal to do. Except we had a barn owl. We had a little barn owl, and they were very tiny.
Oh.
Barn owls are tiny. They're only this big. They're like permanent about the owls. We had one that kind of lived in the house with us on the farm.
Oh, their owls are so cute.
But it's cool because they're the only bird that doesn't shit. They just cough up little balls of fur. I forgot.
Oh, yeah, and they
they're
take
called
care of
pellets, I
everything.
think. And basically, they digest everything. Whatever doesn't get digested gets rolled into a ball, and they cough it out once a month.
That's insane.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I thought it was cool because that's one thing I hate about birds.
That they poop a lot.
shit everywhere.
Hmm. They do.
They smell.
I did not know that though about owls.
That's why I say I when I talk about birds, I do not own birds. I cannot stand them. First of all, they won't shut up. It doesn't matter if they're a mockingbird or not. They will whistle, they will tweet, they will whatever they do all the time. Obnoxiously.
Because I know a friend of mine, they always made sure they covered them up in the evening. They go, "It's time for bed," and then they'd stop
Oh,
after a while. Sorry, that's terrible. That's terrible.
I
Yeah.
did. My mom's best friend had a rescued cockatoo, and its name.
And they're
was
smart.
And he was older, but he was abused, so he pulled out his feathers, so he always looked like he was on the edge of dying.
Oh,
Because he was abused, so we kind of had to be. He was a smart ass. He was super smart, and I'd say, "What we having tonight for dinner?" He goes, "Caesar salad." And then he'd call the dog and the cat. He'd whistle for the dog, and then he'd go, "Here, kitty, 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 kitty."
I love listening to those talk.
Nuts. Drove them all nuts. I'm like, "Caesar, you know that you're one of the few birds I like. You're a pretty good man." And
I love them though.
yeah, I like playing with them. I don't want to keep them.
That
I
makes
don't wanna
sense.
Be responsible for it. You know, it's
That
like
makes
New
sense.
York. I like going to visit New York. I'd never live there. Never.
Shannon wants to move down here. She wants out of the city.
I love visiting New York. The week that I did it, I was in the Holiday Inn right on Times Square. I walked everywhere. I went shopping everywhere. I went to all different kinds of clubs. I walked a friend into a leather bar because he wouldn't do it by himself. Nothing surprised me. And one of the guys go, "You better be careful." I said, "Why? You're all gay. I'm fine."
That's why I like watching those walking lives because they do. One guy does it in Manhattan, walks all around, shows everything, and I love watching it.
And it's different walking around. Their sidewalks have canopies.
I noticed
They're
that.
not pretty, though. I mean, they're not like they're fairly functional. Fairly
Because
functional.
I was really confused. I'm like,
And
because
their sidewalks are wide as a road. Like a one-way road. They're
bye, Murdo, love your
huge.
face.
Okay, love you. We'll be back. I'll be there for a minute. In a minute. I might be signed on. Don't believe that. It's on my laptop, so it just stays signed in. You don't know if I'm really there or not.
I was looking on Steam on games. I did find a multiplayer game, which I haven't played in forever. I played on the Xbox. Because I keep checking to see if Fallout will go on sale. Because I know I get it for free on the Xbox, but on Steam. Because the only way you can play together on that is if you
it's
both own.
cross-platform?
No.
Oh.
You can both either play on Steam or PC, or you can both play on like Xbox.
All right, people. When you
And I
want to
keep
play
looking.
stuff, you got two choices:
Mm-hmm.
Switch or Steam. That's all I got, and that's all I'm getting.
Yes. Because I'm like, so I keep looking. I'm like, it's gonna go on sale
Let me know
eventually.
when it does.
But have you
and,
ever seen?
Goat has all of them, just so you know. All of the Fallouts.
See, I like it. I want to get back into it.
Yeah,
think
I
people
got
to
into
play
his
with.
library and I'm like, holy shit. He's like, I've been on Steam for a really long time. I'm like, okay, that is a lot of games.
I have a very
Some of them you
small.
can't even buy anymore.
I believe it.
Yes.
There's one game you should look at, and I don't know if you've seen it, but they call it ESO for short.
Okay.
It's Elder Scrolls Online. It's more
Oh,
like
I've
the
heard of
sword
that.
magic. Yeah, it's on sale for $5.99
Oh.
to buy just the basic.
Is it
And
multiplayer? Is it co-op?
Mm-hmm.
$5.99?
Yes, and you can buy the main story, the storyline, or the main game, and a bunch of add-ons. All of the add-ons for like $29.99. It's a huge sale, and I'm like, I look into that one on Crash platform. That one I can play PC, Xbox with Steam on that.
I love those. The crossovers, like Fall Guys.
Mm-hmm.
I love those.
You should
That
look at
opens up
videos on
so
that.
well.
I think you may like the mage category.
It sounds. I've heard of. I think they made a cartoon based on it, like a cartoon movie based on it, but it didn't go anywhere. It was like a B movie.
I don't know. Probably.
I want to say that somebody did. I didn't see it, but I remember hearing about it. I'll have to look that up. Send me a message in WhatsApp just to remind me. Don't forget to look up.
Okay.
I will.
I love Elder Scrolls for their like backgrounds, like the art they put into it.
Oh,
Because
I see
they
a lot of
spend
that on
so
Steam
much
too.
time making those games.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I like it when they pay attention to aesthetics. That is very
Mhm.
important to me. It's one of the reasons I love Don't Starve Together.
Mm.
The aesthetic is beautiful. It's absolutely
I'll
beautiful.
send you another game. It reminded me of similar to Don't Start Go, but I think it's a similar game. And I'm actually interested in playing it, but I can't remember what it's called.
Let me know.
Something cult.
Cult?
Something cult, and I can't remember.
That sounds.
But I know you're like a baby lamb, or you're like a lamb, and I'll have to
that sounds
find it and
fun!
send it to you, because I'm like, I actually want to try this. I'm really
I know
curious.
about that one. I want to look at that one.
I'll have to find it because I don't
Well,
know.
if any of you have any games that you'd like us to try out, if it's on Switch or Steam, I will be glad to look at it. If it's not too expensive, I do not have money right now.
I understand.
I'm broke.
I
I
understand.
might be able to do the $5.99. We'll see. After I do
I'll
the
send it
top
to you.
tier,
Tell me what you think of it.
I splurged and got the expensive pizza tonight for dinner, and it was awesome.
You have to treat yourself.
And
Self-care,
I got
and you
fried
have to treat
raviolis. I
yourself.
never had those before. Fried
Oh, those are
raviolis.
good.
God, they were expensive, but they were good.
That's one thing. Self-care,
Yeah, you got rid
hydrate,
of the
and
mozzarella
treat
sticks.
yourself sometimes.
Yeah. I said to hubby a couple of times, do you mind if we do this on Friday? He's like, no. I'm like, okay. I'm the one who pinches the pennies and stuff. So
Andrew, I love your face. You're such a good guy.
Thank you, Grinder. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I just want you to know that. I appreciate you. All right, everybody. It is after the hour, and we started a little late, but so we made up for it. We actually have been at an hour and 4 minutes. But tomorrow morning we have the coffee house, and tomorrow night we have Cards Against Humanity. And right now this is going to be our schedule for a little while until I need to take a real break, which might I'll let you guys know. I'm not going to just cold turkey everything right away. I'll ease you all into it. I will. I'll be gentle. Promise.
But you gotta make time for yourself.
She'll give you warning.
Yes. It's not gonna just happen one day.
No, I won't leave you. I do not believe in ghosting. That's evil.
It is.
Just keeping people hanging like that. I hate it.
I did that the other night.
You have a great night. Have magical dreams, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time. Pictures so perfect we play through. Only cause you set up the angle. Web that you weave got us tangled. Caught in what's before our